Hey guys, my name's Gloria and welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is a wig. So, this is my April wrap-up video. How was your April? My April, like, it was my birthday month, so I kind of wanted to enjoy it, but March lasted for like 3 years and April was over in like 15 minutes, so May seems to be going quite quickly as well. I'm not liking this time rushing forward thing, but it's not the virus. But I did still manage to somehow get 15 books read, 9 of which, as you can see, were physical. And I can't even say that most of them were novellas or anything. I mean, look at these. These are chunkers. Most of them were up to 400 pages, which surprised even me. A lot of people have been complaining recently that they're in reading slumps, and you know, I've been in reading slumps before, but I'm in whatever the opposite of a reading slump is right now. I'm like ferociously reading. I'm reading so much that it's not really good for me. I can't really do anything else. I've put up filming videos, I've put off writing stories, I've put off just sitting down and watching Judge Judy as I do, because once I finish it, I need to get to the next one, and I need to get to the next one, and yeah, I need to chill my brain out and do some watercolors or something. But the 15 books that I read, I'm gonna go through these ones first. So I did read, it was for my birthday, I did like a celebration reread of Twilight because I used to be a tryhard. And it turns out everyone is reading Twilight right now. I don't know why. It's like, is it the actual anniversary? Because I never actually checked that. And then today they announced that she's releasing the Edward version of Twilight, so I'll be reading that too. But these are quite chunkers, so I read the whole series. I had to get the e-version of Twilight, the actual Twilight, because I didn't have the physical one. But like, look at these. This is like 800 pages. That's just unnecessary, Stephanie. Next up, I also read Eden by Tim Levin. I was given that to review on my blog. It is an environmental horror story about people who go into different virgin zones that are closed off so that the earth can take them back, and these people just go in because they're adventurous and they find things that they're not really looking to find. So that was quite interesting. I gave it 4 stars. I quite liked it. The next one that I did was Those Below the Treehouse by Matt Hayward. This was a fantastic horror coming of age to do with not exactly zombies, but a town, a small rural town getting infected with this horrible thing, and 4 boys being trapped in a treehouse and realizing that maybe they're not going to get to do everything that they want to do in life, so they have to figure out a way to do some things in the treehouse just to get the experience in case it all goes wrong. I really like that one. I currently don't have it rated on Goodreads, so I need to change that, but I definitely give it 5 stars. I always like Matt Hayward stuff. Next up, in my physical pile, I'm really working through my physical TBR, which is good. I've had this for a while. This is Red Dirt by E.M. Reapy. It is literary fiction. It's about the crash, I think it was 2008 or something. A lot of young Irish people just went to Australia, Canada. So many people from my hometown did as well. So this is about this is about 3 people in particular who are out in Australia just trying to make ends meet, sort of pretending to their family back home that it's an amazing life that they're living, when really they're struggling and they're having to do some horrific things just to get by and to stay in Australia. This is fantastic. Obviously I love the cover, I love the style of it. Elizabeth Reapy's writing is just so kind of hard to find. It's straightforward. If you're Irish, you'll love this. If you're not Irish, you'll love it as well, but there's a lot of Irishisms in this that I really enjoyed as well, so pick that one up. This one got 4 stars from me. Next up, I was going to just do a regular review of this. I'll link all the reviews up above for the ones that I did video reviews of and stuff. But I ended up doing the book wasn't better, because I have a series where I talk about how some movies are better than the book, and I realised reading this that I had seen the movie before. It's a Christopher Walken movie, and I very much liked it. I liked it a lot better than the book. The book just seemed really to be going nowhere for a lot of it, and it just went on for a long time. Again, another chunker. This is almost 500 pages. It's about a guy who ends up in a coma. When he wakes up and he touches people, he can see their future, or he can see things about them, and him dealing with sort of random events that happen because of this, but it was a little bit too random for me, so I only gave it 3 stars. Next up is actually a library book. I was in a random books shop and I didn't have money at the time, but I saw this. It's called Bending to Earth: Strange Stories by Irish Women, and I was like, take a picture of that, you're getting that later. So I got it from the library. I literally have no idea when I'm supposed to hand it back. The library's closed because of quarantine, so don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble or not, but it's stories from sort of classic female Irish writers. There's a lot from like the 19th century and stuff, a lot of older writers. Lady Jane Francesca Wilde. It's sort of folkloric, very Irish in style, I think, but I really enjoyed it. It was interesting to see the sort of history of Irish dark fiction coming from women from so long ago, so I really enjoyed reading that one. Next up, another physical one. So I got this in the book subscription box, which is an Irish subscription box. Amazing. It's called The Devil's Detective by Simon Kurt Unsworth. It is literally about a detective who lives in hell and has to try and solve murders in hell where everyone's constantly being murdered. So it was an interesting concept. I started reading it. I thought, I don't know if I like this, and then by the end I actually ended up loving it, and there's a second one, so I'll be picking that up as well. I do have a review for that, so I will link that up above. And then the second book that I got in my book subscription box was Bunny by Moana Awad. I really liked this. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and then I started reading some other people's reviews of it, and a lot of 1-star reviews. Some people were really annoyed about this book, but I went into it with no idea what it was about. I had no expectations for it. I think a lot of people did have expectations for it, and that's why when it didn't meet them, they weren't very happy about it. But I give this 5 stars. I really liked it. It's about a creative writing MA student who finally gets to spend time with the 4-girl clique who call themselves Bunny, and they're not as sweet and pink and perfect as she thought they were, and there's some strange, horrific kind of dealings going on. So I really wasn't expecting it to go the way that it did, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I would definitely recommend this one. Next up was kind of an odd one for me. So this is Watermark by Sean O'Reilly. It's, I don't know if it would be classed as a novella. Might be novel length, but it's a novel written by a tutor of mine. I took a 6-month creative writing course called the Stinging Fly course. Absolutely fantastic course, taught me so much. Sean O'Reilly is a fantastic teacher, and I bought this just because I knew his name, but then I didn't actually read it while I was on the course or anything, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because fantastically written. Obviously he's a creative writing teacher, but there's a lot of weird sexual things in this. Just, you know, you can go as far into porn as you want to, and I'll gloss over the bits that I don't like and focus on the actual prose. But there's just so much, I think they're called golden showers, just a lot more than I was expecting, and it's like reading a book by like a family member or something, like someone you know, and you have to like meet up with them again, and you know that they wrote a lot about drinking pee. So very strange, but I give it 4 stars because it is very well written. Some of the events for me were odd, but you know, he's a master at his craft, so what can I complain about? I ain't written nothing. Next up is another ebook. It was brand new If It Bleeds by Stephen King. It actually came out on my birthday, so I thought, why not treat yourself? I have a full review of that. I will link up here or down below. You can check it out. I really liked it. There's a lot of different themes going through it. There's 4 novellas in it, so I have a spoiler-free review that you can check out. The next 2 were given to me to review on my blog, and I'm really glad that they were. So the first one is Double Barrel Volume 3, which had a couple of writers that I'd heard of before, Teresa Braun and Calvin Demmer, but a few of them I hadn't, and I was really delighted with the stories that came out of this. It's a horror short story collection. There's 2 stories from each of the 6 writers, and it was just, some of them really made me uncomfortable and sort of nauseous. Some of them were funny, some of them were sort of comically horrific, some of them were just downright sad or bittersweet, but all of them were really well written and I was really happy with it as well. I have a full review of that on my blog if you want to check it out. And the last one I read, I think on the very last day of April, was The Girl Who Found the Sun by Matthew S. Cox. This one wasn't horror, I think it's post-apocalyptic sci-fi, so it follows the story of Raven, who lives in an underground sort of safe haven. So it's the world after climate change has ravaged the surface of the earth, and this is a group of people who were able to get underground and live in a bunker that is self-sustaining, and they grow their own food and they recycle their own air and water. And she is a mechanic, an engineer there, and while she's fixing things, she can see that they're sort of running out of everything they need to fix things, and soon, because they've been down there for a couple of 100 years, they're not going to be able to live there anymore. But she has reason to believe that the surface isn't dangerous anymore. She just has to try and convince those around her that this is true, and in order to not just save them, but to save her 6-year-old daughter as well. So I really like the story. I really like the characters. I really like the main character. I was really into the story, into her job and her expertise as an engineer as well, and I'm really glad I got to read it. So, you know, doing review blogs has its ups a lot of the time. I'm trying to improve my posture. That was my frenzied reading for April, with a lot of big chunkers as well. Like I said, I'm on the list for the next couple of weeks. I have a lot of novellas, so, and I still really just want to get through them and really start reading. There's a hair in this book that's kind of, you know, anyway. So I might even have more than 15 in the month of May. I don't want to put that in my head though, because then I'll be racing to get to it. But how was your April? Did you get a lot of reading done? Did you get absolutely nothing done and just lie on the couch sleeping? Because for the last couple of days I have read a couple of short novellas, but I've mainly just been falling in and out of consciousness. I don't know if this is like a stress reaction or just I don't know. I woke up, my boyfriend woke me up at 5 AM today because he was getting into bed, so I just got up like it was the start of the day, and then I realised that I hadn't gone to bed until like 2, so I'd really only slept for 3 hours. So then I just ate some cereal and fell asleep on the couch. It's a weird time, it's a very strange time for all of us, but I am getting through my physical books, which I'm happy about. So let me know down below what you're reading. Are you also reading Twilight? Why is everyone suddenly reading Twilight for the first time, or for the 1,000,000th time like I have? I hope everyone's staying safe. I will have a different wig in the next video because I just got a whole bag of them in today. We'll see how that one works out. But thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, you can like and subscribe down below, and I shall see you in the next video.